All right, next up, 1994, Voodoo Lounge. You can tell that I'm tired right now. It's 11, it's close to 12 at night here. Um, this is a pretty good album, fairly consistent. I think, yeah, this is the first one they produced with Don Was, who they're still working with today. In terms of favorites, Love is Strong, You Got Me Rocking. I'm having a hard time. I, I do like Sparks Will Fly. Uh, I Go Wild is great. Suck on the Jugular is good fun. Through and Through is a good song from Keith. It is a fairly consistent album. Uh, Not bad. Voodoo Lounge. 1997. Bridges to Babylon. I'm going to admit here, this is a copied CD from my uncle. He gave me the case. He kept the CD. So yeah, I gotta still buy my copy. And I think that waiting, I think I got this, 2002, so 14 years ago. So it's been almost 15 years and I still need to get the legit copy of this. So that gives you an idea of what I think of this album. Not too much. But there's still some good songs on here. Flip the Switch I like. Anybody See My Baby was a little bit of a hit single for them. Gunface I like. Out of Control is pretty good from what I remember. Saint of Me I thought was pretty good. Yeah, this one's okay. And for a while, this was their last studio album. I have a soft spot for the Zone because I think it was one of the first things I ever pre-ordered from iTunes, and I still like it. I still think it's a good album. Yeah, it's a little bit long, but still good. Favorite songs: Rough Justice. What else? Rainfall Down, Streets of Love, Oh No, Not You Again. Back of My Hand is a great song. Infamy, which is a song from Keith, that's a good one. I just remember it being a very good album. 1970, this is considered by many to be their best live album, and for some time I thought that, but now I'm kind of thinking it should be my favorite of the live albums because it comes from my favorite year in music, 1969. But, well, it came out in 1970, but it was recorded in 1969. We're talking about Get Your Yayas Out. This was the first album I got when the ABCO remasters came out. From 77, Love You Live. This was, if I'm correct, released around the time when Keith was busted in Canada for drug possession, and he could have been locked away for a long time. But then a blind woman saved him. True story. Go look it up. This I used to like. Now it's kind of plain, nothing special. The other one I have on hard copy here is Stripped. This was their sort of unplugged album. I can't remember what the occasion was. I know there was a big, I think it came out earlier this year actually. There was a box set of the full show of their unplugged show. This is a very good album. Because they play the hits like Street Fighting Man, it's Wild Horses, but for the most part, they're playing some deep tracks on here, like The Spider and the Fly, uh, Slipping Away, I guess is deep track in some way. And they also cover like a Rolling Stone, because I guess because their name is the Rolling Stones, I don't know. Not a bad listen. Worth checking out. This is important if you want to have most of the songs or whatever. The singles collection, the London Years, or what is it? The Rolling Stones. This is important if you want to have almost all the songs. It's impossible to get every Stone song recorded because some of them are not even on CD. The Rolling Stones, the singles collection, the London Years. This is an ABCO, one of the ABCO albums here, and it's a collection of 3 discs of all the singles. And this includes songs that were already on the other albums, but you want to get this because it has the songs that are not on any albums, like Jumpin' Jack Flash, Honky Tonk Women, what else? Dandelion. Anything else here? Memo from Turner, which is technically a Mick Jagger solo track from the movie Performance, which is a great movie. Go ahead and see it. Yeah. Let's check it out. And if you're wondering why this seems so weightless and whatnot, my case is cracked. So I have them all here in, well, mini cases and slim cases, rather. And there's the booklet. It's a nice collection to have. Just listen to those other songs. I'm not going to show, which is in the closet, I think, or it's down in the basement, I don't know. The Best Buy exclusive for their 40th anniversary tour. They toured for their greatest hits album of 40 Licks, which I do have. Yeah, that one for the set that was exclusive at Best Buy was called 4 Flicks, and it came with, wait for it, 4 Flicks. 3 concerts from that tour, and then there's a documentary about them setting up for that tour. There's been a lot of Stones on video and DVD, but this is what I have. I went in order here. Sympathy for the Devil. This is a really weird movie. It's a movie from director Jean-Luc Godard. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He decided to direct a movie about the Stones, and it's just them in the studio recording Sympathy for the Devil. And then it cuts to other things like political demonstrations against the war and other skits, and it just cuts back and forth to the Stones in the studio and then some political commentary. The Stones, political commentary. Stones. It's weird, but so why do I have it? I remember renting this at the video store at like 10 or 11 years old because the movie's PG, but technically it should be rated R. And yeah, it can get boring watching them play the same song over and over again, but after the movie, the song's stuck in your head. I know it was for me. And it is interesting to watch it and watch the song grow. Like, it starts with them just playing on acoustic guitars, and then it becomes a fully formed song. So that's cool. The next one I have here wasn't released until 1996, although it was meant to be shown on TV in 1968. Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus. This one's pretty well documented in that the Stones wanted to have this big event where they got all their friends. They had The Who there, Taj Mahal, John Lennon with a supergroup of his own called the Dirty Mac, Marianne Faithfull, and then the main act would be the Stones in the end. And Jethro Tull was there too, with Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath, his short time in the group. That was shelved because the Stones were not too happy with the project and they weren't happy with their performance. But they released it in 1996, and I think when it came out, I remember reading in Tony Iommi's book that he was really disappointed and just thought, wow, this wasn't what I remembered it was. When I heard the filming process for this was not the best, and yeah. Next up is a highly, highly recommended movie. You can probably get it cheaper than I got it for. I got it as a gift. Gimme Shelter, documentary from 1970. It is a documentary that covers the American leg of the Stones' 1969 tour, keeping in mind that Mick Taylor was new to the group and Brian Jones had just died. And it goes into all of the events leading up to the show at the Altamont Speedway. They had Hells Angels as the security guards. They asked to be paid in beer, and yeah, you know what that's going to lead to. They started hurting people to the point where somebody was killed, and it was captured on camera. And the cool thing about this, and I was watching this once, and my mom was watching it. She just came into the room one time, and she just said, "You can't say this is scripted." I agree with that. You can't, with reality TV today, and there's a bunch of things where you can go, oh, that is totally scripted. This isn't scripted. It's real, which actually makes it kind of terrifying. So just be warned, it's not the most uplifting movie ever, but it is definitely worth checking out. Gimme Shelter. Next one, this came out a couple years ago. Well, it's from 1974. The movie came out in 74. It was filmed in 72 during their the tour for Exile on Main Street, I think. And it's a concert movie called Ladies and Gentlemen, the Rolling Stones. Now, this was shown in theaters for a one-night only thing during my freshman year in college, which I went to go see. There weren't a lot of people there, but I went there anyway, and it was fun to see. Same thing with this one here. Some Girls, live in Texas, 1978. They did the same thing a year ago in 2011. So my sophomore year, went to go see this in the theaters. There were even less people there. I think there were more. I think there were like 10 people in the audience for Ladies and Gentlemen, the Rolling Stones. And this one, I think there were like 14. So there are movies that I don't go back to. So because of this, I don't buy the other Stones movies. I have seen Shine a Light, the Martin Scorsese concert film. That's good. I had that digitally from Amazon because I got some promotional credits for their Prime Video services. Other Stones movies, there is one that came out not too long ago. What was it? Crossfire Hurricane came out in 2012. It was supposed to be a chronicle of their 50-year history, and it documents the first 20 years. What the hell? I was so disappointed. So disappointed when I saw it. But it's not all that bad. But is it worth coming back to? Probably not. I mean, I don't have a copy of it. So there's a lot of Stones concerts and videos and whatnot around there. But that's what I have. So, yeah, that's about it for me. And yeah, if you watched all this, thanks, and talk to you later.